I'm Sara Copeland, Miss International Australia 2019 National Finalist, and this is my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hey everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I'm here with Miss International Australia 2019 National Finalist, hello truck, Sara Copeland. Sara, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Did you grow up around here? We're in the Northern Beaches, we are at Harbour, and you're from where, Manly?
I'm from Manly, so I have lived in Manly my entire life, so 20 years now. Oh my god, that makes me feel so old.
Well, you only just turned 20 though,
I
right?
did, it was my birthday on Monday.
It was my birthday tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, we're birthday buddies.
Yeah.
I was going to bring you a balloon, but the only one I could find was one that said, "It's a boy." And I was like, kind of works.
Well, if you could change "It's a boy" to "I'm a boy." I mean, anyway, so you've grown up around here, so
yes,
what's it been like growing up in the beaches?
Manly. So I pretty much grew up on the beach. Most of my early memories are being thrown in the water, being forced to swim. Not thrown in the water, but my mum would just like, come on.
Right.
You know, every day we didn't really spend a whole lot of time inside. We spent it in the sun, which I really enjoyed and I'm very, very thankful for.
Yeah.
I grew up, we were just talking about, I grew up sailing. So my entire family are actually sailors. So every single Sunday since I was about, 4 years old maybe, we spent at the sailing club sailing every single Sunday, and we would do a race and go out on the start boat, and yeah, it was a fun way to grow up.
And are you any good?
I mean,
at sailing, I mean.
not now. I was okay. I am not very good, if anyone understands what this means. I was always a good crew, but I'm not a very good skipper, so I was never good at steering the boat.
Okay.
But I'm good at being told what to do, which is the job of a crew.
But you were saying your whole family is kind of like, they sound like professional sailors.
Yeah, so at the moment, my sister is part of the Australian Sailing Squad, which I'm very proud of at ANACA 17. My dad is in Seattle sailing his catamaran, and my mum is just about to start sailing around the world. She starts in September. She's doing the Clipper race and circumnavigating the globe. So
that's amazing. Is that how your mum and dad met, through sailing?
No, they met at university. They just so happened to both be into sailing, and they actually. So when my sister was born, they bought a boat, and they spent the first 6 months of her life sailing up the coast of Australia. So she learnt to walk on a boat. She had her first swim in the middle of the ocean, and
that's a bit different. It sounds like they don't spend any time on land.
I know, it does. That was pretty much my childhood. I swam, I surfed. I didn't surf. I'm a terrible surfer.
Do you ever get seasick?
No, I've never gotten seasick.
That's a good thing.
I've never gotten seasick. I've been on cruises before and stuff, and people have been throwing up, and I'm just sitting there like, this is fun.
Well, at least something good came out of it.
It did.
So tell us about the lead up to this pageant. So it's Miss International Australia.
Yeah.
Last night I interviewed one of your fellow competitors, but aside from that, I don't know much about the system. So I guess start with, how did you get involved in this particular pageant?
So Miss International Australia, I was just looking, so it was after I had actually kind of gotten into pageants, and I was looking for the next system that I wanted to compete in. And I stumbled across on Instagram Miss International Australia's page, and I saw that the applications were open, and I kind of did a bit more research into it and into the international version as well, and what they stood for. And their motto is cheer all women, which is something I really support. So I thought, let's just apply, see what happens. I saw that some people that I had recognised did it last year. Cassandra Cashian did it last year. I was like, okay, well, let's just give it a go. And then I applied and got a phone call a few days later to do a phone interview. And then later on, a couple months later, found out that I was a national finalist. So
what did they ask you on a phone interview?
So they asked me about something in particular, which is kindness. So part of the Miss International Australia is kindness. So we do a thing called Kindness in Action World Challenge.
I've seen that on a lot of people's posts.
Yeah. So it's something that, I feel like everyone supports it. Nobody's going to probably they don't support kindness.
You might be surprised. But continue.
I hope nobody that I would know would say that. So that's something they really support, and that's just everyday acts of kindness that boost everyone's morale. So in the phone interview, they asked us about that, what we thought kindness, what we interpreted as, what's an act of kindness that we regularly do, who's a role model that we look up to. I'm trying to think what else. It was so long ago now.
Who is a role model that you look up to? That's a good question.
I said Queen Elizabeth.
Bit of an age gap there.
No, I love the royal family, and I think that Queen Elizabeth is such a boss. She has been in charge of many countries and nations for, like, what is it? 60 years now, I think?
Yeah.
And she is just so cool. I think we don't give her credit enough because she has kept up with changing technologies, changing views, and she's always done it so gracefully and eloquently.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, that woman deserves some more recognition for what she's done, because
that is not an answer I expected.
I know nobody thinks about it, but if you research her, like, there's this one story that the president or prime minister or leader, I don't know entirely what, of Saudi Arabia came to visit her. And at the time in Saudi Arabia, women couldn't drive.
Right.
So Queen Elizabeth decided that she would take him on a tour of her grounds. So she got in the front seat of her car and took off. And you have to keep in mind, she was a driver in World War II. So she can drive pretty well. And
I did not know that.
She scared him. It's my favourite story about her.
I do enjoy that. Yeah. So you had the phone interview. How long ago was that?
That was, oh my gosh, January, February, March, April probably? Early April, late March.
So a few months back.
Yeah. And then I got an email whilst I was in Belgium, actually, telling me that I'd gotten in as a national finalist.
Wow.
Which is,
okay, well done, first off, but why were you in Belgium?
I recently went to Europe with my mum. So my mum is just about to start sailing around the world, as I said.
Belgium land or sailing around Belgium?
No, Belgium land.
Okay, I just want to clarify.
And so since she had to be in Europe for the next few months before she did, because she has to do training and stuff, I decided once I finished university, I was like, well, I'll come visit you. And we did a bunch of traveling around Europe, and she kind of got to take me to all of her favorite spots and show me around. And it was a really, really fun trip.
How many countries did you go through?
Oh my gosh, okay, let me count. So we went Spain, Italy, Amsterdam, Belgium, London, France, and Greece.
Wow, 7.
So How
long were you overseas for?
I was only there for about, I think it was 5 weeks. So we only spent a couple days.
Pretty crazy, 7 countries in 5 weeks.
Well, I decided that I wanted to do it like that because I was like, well, I'm only going, like, I don't want to be gone for too long, but I'm going over, so we're just going to hit them all. So my mum kind of challenged my mum, like, how can we do this so quickly? And we got to just go to, like, all the little highlight spots. And
is your whole family competitive? I get the feeling they're all doing this sailing.
They really are. They're all very active and physical, and we are competitive. I'm not a very competitive person unless it's something silly. I get very competitive over card games.
Why cards?
I like to win them. I don't know.
So you're okay with losing everything except cards?
Yeah, so since I grew up sailing, quite often something that happens is you have to wait for the wind. So we would be like all ready to go, and then the race would get postponed, so we wouldn't have anything to do. So someone would always have a deck of cards and we'd play cards, and I just got really competitive at it. Okay. I'm very proud of my card skills.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Tell us but why did you get involved in pageantry in the first place?
Originally, it was an accident. I competed in the Miss World prelims simply because I saw an ad on Instagram and I thought, why not apply? What can happen?
I thought you meant you just turned up by accident.
No.
Oops.
No, that's not really how it works. I wish that would be a cool story, wouldn't it?
Cool story.
No, I just applied and was like, what's the worst that could happen? Didn't really think about it. And then a few months later, got an email saying, you've been accepted. Yeah. Show up on this date. So I wasn't actually going to do it originally, and then I was like, well, I'm free that day. I have a dress.
Got nothing else to do.
I was like, why not? So I did it, and then I just really, really loved it, and I really enjoyed the support and meeting all of the women and getting to feel beautiful and confident on stage. And it was something that I started then to look in more, look into more, and I emailed you and was like, what do I do?
What do I do? Help.
Yeah, basically. And from there, I've kind of just learnt more and more about the different systems and how they support things, and the different queens around the world as well, and how much good they're doing. And I've fallen more and more in love with it, and it's kind of become a passion project for me.
Sure. If I take you back to that sort of first experience with World, which wasn't that long ago, was it? That probably was around April as well.
Yeah, it was.
So you said you loved it. What in particular did you love about the experience?
Firstly, I really loved being back on stage. I was an actress when I was younger. I did a lot of theatre, and I always loved being on stage, just the confidence and buzz that I got out of it.
That does help.
Yeah. So getting back on stage and just feeling so beautiful and like feeling really, really confident in myself, and just feeling like I was owning the world. It was just something I really enjoyed. Like, it's so hard to explain, but it's kind of just my happy place. And like, when else do you get to put on a ball gown and do your hair and makeup?
I don't get to put on a ball gown very often.
We'll get you a ball gown, Adrian.
Thank you.
I'm going to bring you one.
The running joke is I still don't have a crown and sash.
I know. I'm going to buy you one.
No, someone did give me one back at, who was it, Emily Egan, back at Galaxy. She got me this little hair clip that's got a little tiara thing on it.
Oh my god.
I put it on once and I looked at it like, no. But I don't have a sash
We should
yet.
get you competing in male pageants. I want to see you in Mr. World.
My focus at the moment is probably going a different direction. I did consider it at one stage.
Really?
But yeah, if I was going to do something, I think most pageant girls would resonate with this. I want to do it properly.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be my focus.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
To focus on. So that was your first experience. So you're into World. You were prelims, didn't make it through the States.
No.
Now you're in the international, Miss International Australia. Do you have like an end goal in mind with your pageant journey?
Honestly, not at the moment. I've just started it, so it's not something that I'm like, this is exactly what I want. I'm kind of still learning about it as well. And at the moment, I'm really just loving, it's pushed me to do a lot more charity work and kind of look into myself and go, what is it that you really want to do with your life and that is actually making you happy? And for me, it's always been giving back to the community and helping people less fortunate than I am.
Right.
I've always kind of felt good when I have a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what pageants have given me, and I don't really have a plan, like, I'm going to do a certain amount and I want to win this title and then I'll be done. Like, I'm kind of just taking it day by day, and, you know, if I find a system that I really, really love and I do it and I win, and then I'm like, I don't really want to do anything else. It'll kind of just happen. So at the moment, I'm just going with the flow and seeing what happens.
You said it made you sort of look inwards to what you're passionate about. I know that you're super passionate about animals.
I am.
So can you tell us more about that side of it? Because you, like, there was a dog here and you stopped. Sarah stopped and said, "Can I pat the dog?" I just left her behind. So how did this start? You didn't get the sailing bug, but apparently got the animal bug.
The dog thing happens very regularly. I will shamelessly stop strangers on the street and pat their dog. I'm a 20-year-old woman and I will still do that. I have absolutely no shame when it comes to animals. I've almost crashed my car trying to pat a llama once. I get very excited. I was driving through the country and I saw a llama and I like slammed on my brakes and went into a gutter. But I pat it, so...
To avoid the llama? Or
to pat it. I had to stop straight away, Adrian. It's an emergency.
Okay. All right. They do tell you not to swerve for animals, but...
I didn't. I just stopped.
So where did this love of animals come from? Has it just always been part of you?
I honestly don't know. I've just always had a huge love of animals. I could give you photos of me as a kid, like on horses. I found a photo the other day of me like feeding a baby lamb, of like feeding birds just at my house.
I remember you telling me stories about goat yoga, which I'm still not
did.
sold on, by the way.
When I was in America, in Colorado, I did goat yoga, which is just yoga in a barn with goats. And since they're natural climbers...
Yeah, but what do the goats do?
They climb on you.
Yeah, aside from that, what do the goats also do?
They're just there, alright? Don't bash my goat yoga. They're really cute. You don't get a whole lot of yoga done, I'll tell you that. There's not a whole lot of yoga.
Don't the goats pee and
but like...
other things?
It's fine.
Just imagine doing downwards dog and then you get a whole thing of like goat.
No, so they do a little bit, but like their poo's just like little raisins. Like it's hard. It's not as though it's going all over you. You just kind of brush it off. None of them peed on me.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really fun. If you haven't done it, go do goat yoga.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
kind of always just had like a huge love for animals. I grew up with cats always. Always had cats. And then I guess I just never stopped like being a little kid about animals.
Yeah.
And I just get so excited, and now they bring me so much comfort.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm sad, like they just make me so happy, and I think that they're just such wonderful beings because they're so loyal and they're always loving and they're always like, they're just amazing.
They're sometimes
really like
easier
animals.
to deal with than their human counterparts.
Oh, absolutely. My cat is my
yeah.
best friend. My cat is my soulmate. I will
You're
own
one
up
of those
to that.
people.
My cat, Adrian, do not argue with me. My cat is my soulmate. We were meant to be. His name is Luna, and he's very cute.
Luna, short for lunatic, or Luna as in
No,
the moon.
His nickname is Satan. He's a little devil.
Oh no, Rachel's cat's name, her nickname for her is Hitler. Okay. I was getting confused. Like, Satan sounds familiar.
No, Satan. But yeah, I've always had animals and always loved being around them. And I learnt to horse ride a couple years back. And my best friend has a farm that I use her for. I use her farm.
That's why your best friend's back.
Yeah.
She has a farm.
I tell her that regularly. I'm like, I just use you for your horses.
Lovely.
And yeah, I just always really loved animals. I have a story. So my cat, who I've had since I was 8 years old, who doesn't really like me, I'm going to be honest. She does not really like me. She's not very friendly, but whenever I suffered with mental health issues when I was in my later teens. Whenever I was sad, she would come and she would just sit on my bed, which she never ever did.
Yeah.
And so she would just sit there all night, and I'd wake up and be like, how are you still here? But she would normally like not even come into my room. And I was like, they just know.
That's not exaggeration. I know more about cats and dogs because I've always had a cat in the house, and they do seem to know when you're either sad or when you're actually sick.
Yeah.
And they do come into the room when they normally don't. So it is some sort of weird sixth sense that they have. I don't know if dogs have the same, but I know
dogs
cats
do.
have it.
Dogs can sniff out
do it
cancer.
as well?
Some of them.
I've heard
There's stories. Yeah.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in the future, like 5 years, 10 years?
Oh, that is a hard question. I have, you know this about me, I have like 5 different life plans and I kind of just need to figure out how to
Put them all
condense into one. I would love to live on a farm, have a family and have my own event business and kind of like a dude ranch, have lots of rescue animals. But I also would love to have a solid event career in event management. I would love to continue doing pageants and see where that takes me. And I would also really love to do a lot of volunteer work and just see how much I can help the world and see how much I can kind of get out of that, to be honest.
Sounds like a solid few plans.
Yeah, I have a few. I kind of know, I would love to just do a lot of rescue work with animals, but also with humans because they are also valuable. So there's definitely that plan, and then it's kind of like career, family, so we'll see what happens. And at the moment I'm kind of just
we're focused on the pageant for the next couple of weeks. I mean, if you were lucky enough to be picked as the winner, how would you like to be, I guess, remembered, or when people look at you as a person, as a queen, what would you like them to think that you stand for?
I definitely stand for mental health. I know that is something I've struggled with personally, so it's definitely something I want to raise awareness of, and also raise awareness of the fact that every single person is going to have a different path. And a path to your career, how you're going to find out what your career is going to be. And I think that we're so pressured at the moment to, follow the school, college, career path. And I know that is damaging some people's mental health because they are feeling forced into that box. So there's kind of 2 things I want to combine and, spread awareness on the fact that everyone is so different and, you're allowed to understand what you need and what you need for yourself and your mental sanity. And you're welcome to go out and achieve that and go for that. So that's kind of something I really want to stand for. And then, of course, I love working with animals, so I will always take an opportunity.
This is a recurring theme.
I know, it is, but every opportunity I'll take to do that. They're so cute.
I know you mentioned that you suffered from some mental health issues in your late teens. What was the most helpful thing that you found during those times?
Honestly, it was charity work. And this sounds so insane to some people, but I have memories of sitting in my counsellor's office and being, like, when I was at school, I was quite unhappy because I felt like I had wasted so much time just going to school 5 days a week. And I always had the feeling that I could be doing more, that I could be having more of a purpose. So I have memories of sitting in my counsellor's office being like, I want to do something that's actually going to benefit people. That's actually going to help. So that's always something that helped me, and it sounds so ridiculous because it's like, helping other people helped me.
No, it makes complete sense because I think I've suffered from mental health, and a lot of people have, not just people in pageantry.
And there's such a stigma behind it. So I'm like,
yeah, but I think the easiest way to overcome it is to actually get out of yourself, because especially when you're suffering from like depression or anxiety and you're at home by yourself. You focus on yourself a lot. And the easiest way to get yourself out of that is to go help someone who's even in a worse spot.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one thing that I completely agree with. You know, everyone struggles. Like, everyone's struggle is a struggle. Like, I'm not taking away from your struggle at all, but to kind of, I always had the feeling of, if I'm valuable to other people, like if I can help other people, then that brings me value to myself. And that is something that pageants have helped me achieve and reminded me to keep doing that. You know, you can very easily get caught up in the 9-to-5 day every day, but pageants have kind of been like, hold on, like there is other stuff you want to do, and you need to remember and take time to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Before we move to the final 10 questions, would you like to give everybody your social media details?
Hello. My social media details are, so my Instagram is Sara Jane Copeland, no H on the Sarah, and my Facebook is just Sara Copeland.
Okay, so we've only got the final 10 questions to go.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Number 1, what is your favourite word?
My favourite word is balloon.
Any particular reason?
I just thought of it just then. It's the only word that came to my head.
Okay, all right. Number 2, what is your least favourite word?
Panties. I just hate that word.
These are 2 unique answers I've never had before.
What is your favourite word?
My favourite word? I don't know, it changes all the time. I mean, looking out there, it's ocean probably. But, Anyway, it's not about me, it's about you. Number 3, in life, what gets you excited? What turns you on?
Animals get me very excited. I love animals. I just like animals. They're cute.
This has been the recurring theme throughout the interview, hasn't it?
I don't know, food gets me very excited. I'm really obsessed with popcorn lately because I like to tell myself it's healthy. It kind of is.
How are you going with that? Telling yourself that it's healthy?
It's good. I'm about to go buy some after this, so don't ruin my buzz, please.
All right. Question 4, what turns you off?
People that are rude to wait staff. I have worked at McDonald's, and if you are rude to like service staff, it's just so like, why? Just pick up your own rubbish. That's not their job. That really annoys me. Also, people that chew with their mouths open.
That is a really common answer.
It's so disgusting.
Yeah, chewing, loud chewing, moist chewing.
I have to like leave the table if someone is doing it. I can't stand it.
That bad.
Yeah.
Okay, question 5. What sound or noise do you love?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. The sound of my own voice.
Is that your final answer?
No.
You are an actress.
No, music? I don't know.
I thought for sure it was going to be like an animal sound.
I can't think of anything. Yeah,
we'll stick with music.
I like my family's, like, hearing my mum's voice. I'm always like, oh, mummy.
Okay. Well, what sound or noise do you hate?
See, I know this one, nails on a chalkboard. Can't stand it. Really high-pitched noises as well. Like, I'm young, so I can hear them, and it just, ooh.
Yeah, that's actually really funny because I was helping someone record an audio the other day, and he's a bit older, and I could hear the high-pitched noise. He actually could not.
Some people just have better hearing.
Yeah, but he legitimately could not hear the sound. I was like, what's that? You can hear that noise, you couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I always have that moment. I think I'm going crazy because no one else can hear it.
That's what I thought too. And I kept bringing people in to see you if they could hear it, and they couldn't.
Yeah.
But I could see a line because I was looking at a frequency.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, question 7. If you could have any one superpower, what would you pick and why?
I would pick teleportation so I could go anywhere. Just like, I don't like plane trips. And my family is scattered all over the world constantly.
Yeah.
So I'd love to just be able to like, my head immediately, I'm going to admit something that's really bad. My head always goes to invisibility so I could like just steal clothes, but that's really terrible. Don't steal. Never stolen anything in my life. That's where my head always goes.
Okay.
That's
all
terrible.
Right. Yeah. Whenever anyone says invisibility, there's always kind of a bit of a
I know,
sus
it's
reason
like,
for
really?
it. Yeah.
Everyone thinks it. Come on.
Okay.
I've never stole anything in my life. I just want to like...
You said that already.
Yeah.
You said that already.
Just want to like vow.
Okay. Question 8. What job or occupation other than your own would you most like to attempt?
I would really like to attempt being a paramedic. I'm pretty good in a crisis. I've done my first aid. I feel like I need a bit more training. But I just feel like you're out there, you're hands-on helping people. It'd be...
Yeah, definitely.
When it's like crunch time, you're really there. And I think it'd be really interesting. It'd be really, really hard. Absolutely. No question about it.
I think emotionally it could be
oh my gosh,
very
it would be, really, really hard. But
Yeah.
I think it'd be really interesting.
Okay.
And valuable work as well.
Question 9. What job or occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
Oh, what would I be really bad at? I would be a really bad mechanic. I'm just really bad at making things. I was making an IKEA shelf the other day and I was lying down like underneath it to try to screw in a screw and I kept dropping everything on my face. And I just think like if I'm a mechanic and I was like holding a power tool and I dropped it.
Well, to be fair, no one's good. Oh, some people are good at putting IKEA. No one likes it.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Well, actually, no.
It took me a solid
week. Some people do like IKEA.
I just did it in bits. I love IKEA. I just hate putting it together.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my struggle.
Final question. Question 10. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Welcome back! I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you know what I want him to do? I want him to be sitting like an evil mastermind on like a big black chair with a rabbit. And just turn around and be like, I've been expecting you.
A rabbit, not a cat.
No, have you never seen even evil villains?
Yeah, it's a cat.
Like
It's not a rabbit.
Oh, it's a rabbit with like red eyes and... Is it a cat?
It's like Dr. Evil sort of thing, like in James Bond. It's the guy's stroking a cat. It's not a rabbit.
I always thought it was a rabbit.
No,
Oh well,
it's a cat.
I'll settle for either. I just feel like that'd be fun.
All right. Well, I'm going to say good luck to you at the pageant.
Thank you.
So when does it start? Because the event's on Saturday.
Yeah, I drive up to the Hunter Valley on Thursday, so exactly a week.
Wow.
Yes.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm
Nervous? Excited? Both?
I'm honestly really excited. I'm not too nervous because I feel like I've done all of the groundwork. Like I've done everything that I could have done. So I feel like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's, if it's not, then can't really do anything about that. So done all the groundwork. I'm ready. Feel ready.
Nice. All right. Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
I'm going to thank everyone for watching.
Thank you so much for watching my interview with the Pageant Project. Make sure you like and subscribe, all of his stuff. God, I should be
You're doing my job. We'll speak to you next time.
Hey, it's Adrian. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to keep up to date with our interviews, then make sure to subscribe by clicking here. If you'd like to watch some of our interviews right now, then click here. And also make sure to follow us on all our socials right here. Speak to you next time.